So I'm going to try and make this as short and sweet as possible since I know attention spans are at an all-time low. This is by no means a motivational video or any of that BS, just me relating what I learned in the shit year we call 2020. So here are the two most important lessons I learned in 2K20. Number one, there is no correct path. So let's use getting married as the end goal here as an example. This could also go for a dream career, creating a lifestyle worth living, or whatever your end goal is. Person A, person B, and person C. The end goal here will just be represented as a chocolate chip cookie because I freaking love them. You can make that end goal represented as whatever you like. Right, so moving on. Person A is in middle school and gets into the first relationship of their life. They never break up with their significant other and get married at the ripe young age of 23. This has worked out for one of my best friends. He recently married his middle school girlfriend. Person B is someone who just can't stand to be alone. They bounce from relationship to relationship, never being single for more than a month at a time, and eventually, they find the right one. Person C spends most of their time before getting married being single. They have very few actual relationships, but the ones they do have last quite a while and are meaningful. After they end, they take a long time to recover from heartbreak, but take the time to learn how to enjoy being alone. Eventually, though, they get married. Person C has only had a few relationships and has had a lot of time being single, but like A and B, eventually finds someone worth marrying. Person A got married at 23 while it could have taken person B or C until late 30s to get married. Moral of the story, the paths they took were different, but they all ended up where they wanted to be. There's no one right choice in my experience, but rather tons of choices that all lead to the same place, so it's not worth overthinking if you made the quote, right choice, unquote, or not. There's no right or wrong path, just different ones. There's also no correct ending. Consider person D who has no interest in getting married. They're always that fun single friend to be around and live a long, stress-free life filled with good friends. So once again, in my worthless opinion, there is no correct path or ending. We're all on our own path. Some paths are just easier than others. Lesson number 2 is to meditate on death. Now I know that may sound morbid at first, but hear me out. I don't mean meditate on the fact that death is inescapable and getting closer every second, or even meditating at all. I mean it in the sense that you could get sniped by a bullet in the head, your heart could fail, you get splattered by a semi crossing the street at any moment. So with that in mind, while going throughout my day and my life, I've been asking myself more and more, if this was my last day, my last conversation, my last adventure, how would I want to live? Would I want to live inside my own bitch-ass shell of comfort? Would I want to stay comfortably bored in my parents' house and conserve all my money, never travel for a possible upcoming furlough, as the passenger airline industry takes its biggest hit in history? Or would I take advantage of being young, having free time, and seats being open and travel more than I ever have? Would I do my best to spend my time around friends and family, or pointlessly trying to improve that which can't be improved, myself? Would I look to see the worst in people and my surroundings? Would I sulk around in my own pool of self-pity like a little bitch, or try my best to have a good time and make connections with those around me? Would I be honest and say what's on my mind? Would I care that I want to spend close to $20 on an unhealthy but amazing tasting moderate speed cheeseburger meal? Would I spend a stupid amount of money on pina coladas overlooking the ocean? You bet I would. I've learned to live for the day because tomorrow's never guaranteed. And yeah, those were the two most important lessons I learned in shitty 2020. Hope you enjoyed that deep boy shit, and we'll see you next video.